intention is, by the end of this evening, I will have at least said hi to all of you. So if that hasn't happened yet, you have to come up and you have to say hi. It is just fantastic to be here with you. Thank you, Mike. Our morning announcer is someone I listen to every day. He's part of my news and journalism diet, and that is very important, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about tonight. So, it means so much that you are here tonight. You are our community, and to say that you support us is to put it lightly. You give us a kind of strength that is necessary in an industry that is, by its very nature, tumultuous. And at STLPR, we rely on our community. We rely on each of you. So if you thought, I could skip this tonight, it's really important that you didn't. We rely on your belief that journalism is essential. Essential for the health of St. Louis and our region, and essential for a thriving democracy. Do I need to say that again? A thriving democracy. And STLPR's staff, they are all around you tonight. They're at your tables. I hope you meet as many of them as you can. They are fantastic people, and they depend on the faith that you have in journalism, and it helps them do their jobs every single day. And let's face it, this is tough work in a world that doesn't always believe in truth, a world that doesn't always believe in fairness and in balanced and rigorous reporting. It's called news for a reason, and it never stops. It really never stops. I drop off my son, Kai. He's here tonight, actually. I drop him off in the morning, and afterwards I catch up on the stories of the day. I turn to 90.7, and a lot of times, I laugh, but I also tear up. This is how the news impacts me, and I know it's how the news impacts you as well. I hear Mike Schrand and Jonathan All and Michelle Martin and Steve Insky and A. Martinez and Leila Fadel, and it is one thoughtful, fact-based story after another. Stories about global conflict, book bans in schools, culture wars playing out in real time, and natural disasters and climate change. And these stories, they are nuanced, they are deeply reported, and they are centered on people. They are stories that spark joy and remind us to take a deep breath and to look within. That joy. Joy is when a reporter captures the voice of an eager third grader. When our website at STLPR features photos of a city coming together to celebrate its soccer team. And joy is one of STLPR's journalists, 35,000 feet in the air, documenting the solar eclipse of a lifetime and sharing it with our audience. These stories are keepers of our humanity in very similar ways that art and literature remind us to pay attention to where we are going as individuals and where we are going as a culture. Since early last week, NPR has been in the news itself. NPR's journalism was called into question by one of its now former senior editors. And quickly following were the usual calls to defund public radio. The value of NPR's North Star, something that we at STLPR take very much to heart, is also being challenged. And that North Star is to reflect and serve America. As someone who didn't always believe that I would have a career in journalism, and as someone who questioned whether there was space for me, that North Star, it's personal. Some people would have you believe this, that the changing makeup of our staff and newsroom makes our editorial spaces less dependable, that the identity of those professionals makes them automatically biased. It's demeaning to the people who've worked so hard to get to where they are, despite the barriers that are ever present for Black journalists and journalists of color, and those whose identities have not always been welcomed in our profession. So, you may be wondering whether NPR is still a place where editorial integrity and journalistic independence thrives. I believe that it is. I also know that who is in the editorial room in terms of identity and intersectionality has changed, and this very fact undoubtedly makes those editorial discussions very different. So part of the solution is for us to learn how to fruitfully and genuinely talk across our differences. I know that we can and should be doing better at that in our public radio newsrooms and our public media newsrooms. So what you are experiencing right now, in real time, is the system of public media growing and evolving to meet the moment. And it isn't always going to be comfortable. I can guarantee you that it is not always going to be comfortable. And I think that is okay as long as we stay present and do the work to make it better. Public media is worth fighting for. But what is required of us at this time is to afford ourselves and each other more grace than we think we can give, and try our hardest to listen for understanding. Understanding starts, but does not and cannot end here. Thank you for being here on this journey of understanding with St. Louis Public Radio, and thank you for being here this evening. And thank you. I have so many more thank yous, so I'm gonna go ahead and launch into them. Tonight would not be possible without our presenting sponsor, U.S. Bancorp Impact Finance. Thank you. And to our event sponsors whose support enabled us to have the cocktail reception we just enjoyed, the Gene Dobbs Bradford Blues Experience, whose music we will hear and dance to in our after party. I want to see some dancing. Our live auction coming up later in the program, and more. You can see all of those sponsors listed in the program and on the screens now. So the funds raised at this event play a very important role in the financial future of St. Louis Public Radio, and we could not achieve that without the hard work of the Celebration Committee, led by our 2024 co-chairs. So I'd like to thank John Braze and Ed Giganti. Where are you? Kit Watson. It's their dedication combined with that of the entire committee and the board that has ensured that tonight will be a success. If you're a member of the Celebration Committee or the St. Louis Public Radio Friends Board, please stand. We want to see you and celebrate you. And I must extend my personal thanks to Travis Sheridan, who serves as the president of the St. Louis Public Radio Board. He and his wife Gina are here tonight. I'm very grateful that he has stepped into this role. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all the members of the Cornerstone Society, many of whom are in the room tonight. You should stand. You are the backbone of St. Louis Public Radio, so please stand so we can give you some applause. The members of the Cornerstone Society, they give $1,200 or more annually. If you want to become a Cornerstone member, you can do so tonight. And I want to thank all of our supporters of St. Louis Public Radio. Your generosity is obvious tonight at events like this, but all throughout the year. Your support is truly the foundation of the critical work of our staff, whether they are behind the scenes or in front of the mic. And I must thank my incredible staff. They are here tonight. Please stand if you're part of the STLPR staff. That's right. So this is a multi-talented group of people with a great sense of humor. And if you have not seen STLPR The Office, you're in for a treat. And please ask someone about it and check it out on YouTube. You can see this photo collage of our staff. We have one new staff member who you don't see on this slide yet. I want to announce her tonight, Abby Larico. Abby Larico, welcome. Abby is going to be your new local voice of morning news. She is our new morning newscaster, so please join me in welcoming her. And I have to thank Leslie Davis, Special Events Director. This kind of thing doesn't happen on its own, you know. People are planning for months and months. Sophie Brose, Special Events Coordinator. Thank you, Sophie. Madeline Painter, Director of Marketing and Digital Media. Maria Bradford, Director of Development. All their special touches and their perfectionism is around you tonight and all the details. Thank you so much. And of course, I also want to thank our special guest, Eric Deggans. I have now had the pleasure of spending the day with Eric. He has so much great insight into this media moment, and I'm excited that he will get to spend time with you, and you will get to spend time with him tonight. And I want to thank my family, Heis and Kai, for their love and support and laughter at all the right times. Now, please join me in welcoming UMSL Chancellor Kristen Sobolik.